Hello, I'm Machiavelli and welcome to this guide about how to get Arclight in Old School Runescape. I just quickly want to point out that around 99% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed, so if you like the video, please hit that red subscribe button. It's free and you can always unsubscribe at any time. Now on with the video. So starting with the requirements, you must have completed the Shadow of the Storm quest. This quest requires 30 crafting, 25 thieving, and the ability to defeat a level 100 demon. There are only 2 required items to create Arclight, both untradeable, but do not worry if you don't currently have either of these yet, because I'll cover how to get them. The first is Darklight, as you've probably already guessed, and the second is a minimum of 3 Ancient Shards. So if you already have all the required items and know your way to Catacombs of Kourend, then simply take Darklight as well as your 3 to 30 Ancient Shards to the altar in the centre of the Catacombs of Kourend. Right click Darklight, select use, and then click on the altar. This will consume your Ancient Shards and turn your Darklight into Arclight. Congratulations if you have just created Arclight, but if you for whatever reason do not have either Darklight, the Ancient Shards, or you simply don't know the way to Catacombs of Kourend, I have you covered. If you have lost Darklight, you can obtain another from Sir Prizin in Varrock Palace. He will charge you 1000 coins to return Darklight to you, previously 500 coins for Silverlight. He will still refer to the sword as Silverlight, so as long as he is asking for 1000 coins, you will get Darklight. As long as you do not currently have one in your bank already, so if he's not offering it you probably have one in your bank. Just search your bank, you'll find it, don't worry, it'll be there. And I think you can get duplicates if you drop one on the floor and keep repeating that, but I didn't see the need to do that, I don't think. Did I? Maybe I did. I might have one in my bank, who knows? And the second item you're going to need is actually 3 Ancient Shards, or more, but you need a minimum of 3. When you go to make Arclight, do not exceed 30 Ancient Shards, as every 3 shard adds 1000 charges to Arclight, and it cannot hold more than 10,000 charges at a time. So exceeding this will just lead to Ancient Shards being wasted. I'm not sure if the game will use more than 30 at a time, but just to be safe, I wouldn't take them with you. So Arclight holds 10,000 charges and 1 charge is used per attack, meaning you essentially have 10,000 attacks if you use 30 Ancient Shards, or 1000 attacks if you use 3 Ancient Shards, but special attacks do not use a charge, so that's worth noting. So Ancient Shards can be obtained from monsters found in the Catacombs of Kourend, excluding ghosts. So don't go killing ghosts thinking you're going to get Ancient Shards. You're going to be disappointed. But if you didn't already know, combat is required, so get your best gear on and make your way to Catacombs of Kourend. And if you don't know the way, I've got you covered for that as well. But before we do that, let's talk about how we get our Ancient Shards. So, although not necessary, I would recommend trying to get a Slayer task for a monster that can be found in the Catacombs of Kourend, allowing you to gain that valuable Slayer XP. I personally had my best luck farming shards against black demons, gaining about 1 to 3 per Slayer task on average, but this is entirely dependent on RNG, so just stick with it. I may have been really lucky with my drop rate, and you may not be so lucky, but just stick with it. You'll get it, don't worry. The drop rate is determined by the amount of HP the monster has, so if you are not farming shards on a Slayer task, feel free to try a few different monsters. Bursting Nechryaels could potentially yield the best results in terms of time per shard, but I didn't test that, so if you want to burst Nechryaels in Catacombs of Kourend, go ahead. It will probably be the quickest, and if you do this, please leave in the comments letting me know how you got on, if it was quick or not, and if anyone has any ideas for what they think the best monster to kill for shards is, leave a comment. I'd be interested to hear what you think. You may already know, but burying bones in the Catacombs of Kourend restores some prayer points. So a bone crusher is very useful here, and burying bones will give you 1 prayer point back, big bones is 2 prayer points, and dragon bones is 4 prayer points. So if you're using prayer and you have a bone crusher, that is very ideal in the Catacombs of Kourend because it's basically free prayer points every time you kill something. So it'd be rude not to take it, basically. So, getting there. Catacombs of Kourend can be found on the continent of Zaya and can be accessed by investigating the statue of King Rada in the centre of Kourend Castle. There are many ways to get to Kourend Castle, some of which require unlocking before they can be used, such as the Xeric's Talisman's Xeric's Heart teleport option. That was a mouthful. This requires completion of the Architectural Alliance mini-quest. There is also an unlockable Kourend castle teleport on the regular spellbook. This is unlocked by reading the Transportation Incantations book from the Arclight library. This can easily be unlocked while gaining favour for Arclight's house, so keep an eye out for this book when doing so. I missed it because I didn't know, so now you know. No complaints, eh? For general methods of getting to Kourend Castle, which do not require any unlocks, there are two that I would recommend. My preferred method before unlocking either of the direct teleports, you could use a skills necklace, which can be bought on the Grand Exchange, to teleport to the Woodcutting Guild, and simply run north. Just follow the dirt path a little bit north, then head west around the north side of the Woodcutting Guild. Then follow the path all the way north, over a bridge, continue north along the dirt path, and it will become a stone path. Follow it through the stone walls of Kourend Castle. In the centre, you'll find the statue of King Rada, which is the main entrance to the Catacombs of Kourend. Alternatively, you can make your way to Port Sarim and speak to Veos, or however you want to say it, because I'm still not sure, who will take you to Port Piscarilius. Then you can walk from there. An Amulet of Glory will teleport you to Draenor Village, head west to Port Sarim, or simply walk south from Falador. Next, right click on Veos, and select the Port Piscarilius option. Now cross the gangplank, and then head west. It's basically a straight run west to Kourend Castle. You may also move your player-owned house to Hasidius and use a house teleport tab, but I would strongly recommend using just using a skills necklace instead, because they cost about 12k and it's simply just run north. It's not that hard. So now that we're at the statue, all you have to do is investigate the statue to enter the catacombs, then use Darklight on the altar in the centre. To do this, just simply right click Darklight, click use, and then click on the altar. This will consume your Ancient Shards and turn your Darklight into Arclight. Congratulations, you have created Arclight. Arclight is an upgraded version of Darklight, requiring level 75 attack to wield. Arclight is particularly effective against demon type monsters, and its passive gives a 70% increase in accuracy and damage to total equipment stats, not just the blade itself. So this means that the higher the accuracy and strength bonus of all your worn equipment, the better. So, for example, equipment that provides a strength bonus, such as a fighter torso, will scale with Arclight's passive. If you had a strength bonus of, say, 10 overall on your equipment, which isn't particularly hard to achieve, Arclight's passive would add 7, because 70% of 10 is 7, making a new strength bonus of 17. So Arclight's passive can give the weapon better damage output than an Abyssal Tentacle and sometimes a Blade of Seldor against some targets, depending on the gear you're using. Arclight's special attack uses 50% spec energy. It will lower a demon opponent's strength, attack, and defense levels by 10%, or 5% on non-demonic targets. So you can still use the spec against regular enemies, and it will lower their strength, attack, and defense, but only by 5%, so the effect is halved. This only applies on a successful hit, however, but one thing to note, the effect does stack. So if you use the spec twice and hit twice, then you will effectively lower the opponent's attack, strength, and defense by a total of 20% rather than 10%. And Arclight may also damage tier 2 vampires like Darklight. Now, go slay some demons, hit subscribe, and as always, this was Machiavelli, signing out.